Okay, we are ready. Mr. Belton, we're going to start off with you. And then Mr. Alexis Marquis Rios, we're going to start off with you. Mr. Belton, state your name again.
Leonard Belton.
Leonard Belton?
Yes, sir.
This is case number 250-5572701. People said Michigan versus Leonard Belton. Appearances, please.
Magistrate, good morning. Steve Benson for the people, P71917.
Good morning.
And good morning, Your Honor. Sydney Rushing, P78830, appearing on behalf of Mr. Belton. Mr. Belton has been advised of his constitutional rights, waives formal reading, stands mute, and asks that a not guilty plea be entered on his behalf.
All right, the court will enter a not guilty plea on behalf of your client. A bond recommendation from the people.
Magistrate, this is twofold. It's a danger argument, but as well, it's a flight risk argument. Mr. Belton currently has a case going on in 36th District Court where he's failed to appear 4 different times. He was actually most recently arraigned on a bench warrant January 7th of 2025. He was given tether as well as house arrest. The case went back to Judge Bryant, where she ended up removing the house arrest from his tether on January 22nd, 2 weeks ago. And then we have this offense that occurred about 10 days after that home arrest being taken off of him, where allegedly he's breaking into this individual's house. He didn't have permission to do so. We can see that in the investigator reports as well as statements. And this isn't the first time that he's done it. So the danger is in the idea that he continues to do something when he doesn't have any right to do it, when he's been told not to do it, as well as the idea that he's on tether and he's still committing this alleged offense. And he was supposedly just taken off of house arrest, and we have this offense before us. So the long and short of it is we'll be asking for a tether house arrest. In this matter, we're not going to object to the personal bond.
Okay, I'm sorry, Ms. Rushing, go ahead.
Your Honor, no objection to the personal bond. Just so the court is aware, Mr. Belton has a sentencing in front of Judge Bryant on February 26th. He's currently on a GPS tether, so he has no risk of flight. So he's already on a tether. I don't know if they just attached this case to that same one or what, he is on tether, Judge.
But it looks like he's not tethered with no restrictions. Is that correct?
That would be, I don't have that specifically. I have just that he's on GPS tether. But if Mr. Vincent said so, I'm sure he's.
No, he's on tether, and then the report indicates during the course of this alleged offense that the tether tracked him to that location.
Right. And Your Honor, the parties are known parties. They were in a dating relationship. Just so the court is aware, this isn't an unknown party or an unknown person. Or a random person.
And just for clarification, Mr. Vincent, this charge with home invasion 3rd degree, and then the complaint and warrant, it says, what was the misdemeanor? Was it the misdemeanor was allegedly larceny? Is that correct?
In this case?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, he was taking things from the house. I in part agree with Ms. Rushing that they do know each other. I dispute the idea that they're still in a relationship together. I believe that ended a couple of months back, and we have a defendant who continues to go to the house and without authorization or permission.
Okay. All right. I'm going to give him a $30,000 personal bond with the following conditions. He's not to possess any handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons. Can I go back to the Elmhurst address He's got children in common with the complaining witness, is
Yes,
that
Your Honor, he has,
correct?
I believe, 2 children in common.
So-
And they were on and off again for about 9 years, so, they do have children in common.
So will no assault of contact be appropriate?
Yes, I believe, I would ask for that, Judge.
Okay,
There is no assault of contact alleged to have happened.
that's why I bring that up. There was no assault, just no assault of contact. Between you and the complaining witness. He's already on tether. And I don't know how to phrase this. But for point of clarification, you said Judge Bryant removed the house arrest aspect
Yeah.
of it?
Yeah, he ended up getting house arrest because of his multiple failures to appear in his other case. And then 2 weeks later, on January 22nd, she removed the house arrest, but kept the tether. And the tether didn't prevent him from doing this, allegedly.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, this is the debate going on in my head right now. He's already on tether. There was no assault of contact. There was an allegation of a misdemeanor larceny. And I already got there's no disagreement in terms of no assault of contact. He's already on tether. I get your point, Mr. Vincent, but I'm going to give some benefit of the doubt because there was no assault of contact in his allegations. There's no alleged assault of contact. He's still going to be tracked. Judge Bryant removed the house arrest. I will say this though, if there had been any hint or any suggestion of assault, I probably would incline to do the house arrest. But I think I'm gonna leave well enough as it is right now that he can be tracked, and both parties, both counsels seem to agree no assault of contact will be a sufficient condition of bond in this matter.
Magistrate,
So
I personally don't
Go ahead.
agree with. I personally don't agree with the no assaultive contact. I would ask for a no con. He doesn't belong in that house. There's no reason why he should be around her or that house. So just for the record, I don't agree with the no assaultive contact. Of course, I'm always going to defer to you.
No. But I guess Ms. Rushing can clarify. And my understanding is they have children in common. Is that correct?
That is, Judge, and there is you did give a bond condition to no contact with the address. I believe the no assault of contact is just then to verbally talk about exchanging the children. That would be my understanding.
That's my understanding as well, just for clarification. And how many children in common do they have?
2, Your Honor.
Any court order visitation rights? Mr. Belton?
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Belton, you got how many children in common with the complaining witness?
We have a 1-year-old, he'll be 1 in March, and we have a 5-year-old.
Is there a court order visitation between you and the complaining witness with respect to visitation with the kids?
Oh, so we just agreed that I can get my daughter on Fridays when she get out of school. That was just our agreement between me and her.
Okay. All right, Mr. Belton, no, preferably no. Can I go back to the Elmhurst address? And like I said, I want your contact with the complaining witness limited to phone conversations with the children. You cannot physically go see her.
Can I have her come to the police station to exchange the children?
You cannot go there. I don't want you getting contact. So you have to have another relative go there, any physical contact. You cannot go there. You can have another relative of yours go there to pick up the children. But if you're picking up your daughter by yourself after school and she's not going to be there, that's fine. If you got to work out, talk to her via the phone with respect to the children, that's fine. But I don't want you anywhere physically near her and nor near the Elmhurst address. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Probable cause February 14th, preliminary examination February 20th. Going in front of Judge Giles. Step aside, please.
Thanks so much, Your Honor.
Okay, are we ready on? Well, give me one moment. Are we ready on Alexis Marquez Rios?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Rios, state your name for the record.
Yes, sir. Alexis Marquez Rios.
All right, this is case number 25055-22501. City of Michigan versus Alexis Marquez Rios. Appearances, please.
Steve Vincent for the people.
And good morning, Honor. Sydney Rushing, P78830, appearing on behalf of Mr. Rios. Mr. Rios has been advised of his constitutional rights, wait for a reading, stand mute, and ask that not guilty plea be entered on his behalf.
The court will continue not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Rios. As I indicated off the record previously, Judge Jefferson was notified and she declined to zoom in. He was given a capious bond of $5,000, 10%. That bond will continue with the following conditions: no contact with Jose Marquez Hernandez and Roxana Rios, not to possess any handguns, firearms, or other dangerous weapons. Bond redetermination will be, it's not February 11th, February 10th. Bond redetermination will be February 10th, Monday, 9 a.m. in front of Chief Judge McConaughey. Okay, Mr. Rios, do you have any questions regarding your bond and or court dates?
We haven't got the court dates.
Oh, I'm sorry. February 18th, February 25th. That's why you'd have a question, right? The bond is $5,000, 10%.
Can you repeat the court dates again, Your Honor?
Monday, February 10th, bond redetermination. Probable cause February 18th, preliminary examination February 25th. The latter two in front of Judge Jefferson. The bond redetermination Monday will be in front of Chief Judge McConaughey.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. All right. Sir, DDC, what's your name?
Oh, Michael Hicks.
All right, Mr. Hicks. All right, Counsel Martell, good morning. Counsel Martell, unmute.
Good morning, Judge. Here on Darius
How are
Common.
you?
Very good, thank you.
Okay. What's your P number, Counsel?
85051.
85051. Okay. DDC, the next person can you bring up will be Darius Conley, please, after we get through with Mr. Hicks, okay?
Darius who? Conley?
Conley, Conley.
All right, I got you.
Give me one moment.
Judge Rob.
So now, I just received. Back here. 520. Try to be fine. It was real tough. Our rules on the okay.
All right, DDC.
Yes.
Hi, is there an issue with you all logging into Judge Robbins' courtroom?
I don't think so, no. Judge Robinson's courtroom?
Robbins, Robbins.
Give me 1 second, I'll ask him right now.
Sir, we had one camera that we could call out on, and you had us call you.
Okay. Well, we're gonna take a brief break. You can log into Judge Roberts' courtroom and log back out once you finish with that case. I've got Tanya Wilson I can do in the meantime.
What, do you know his Zoom number?
You're kidding me, correct?
You guys call us.
We used to.
Never have it, you need it.
All right, his courtroom number is 360-360-0440, 360-360-0440. And once you're done with that courtroom, you can log back into me, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, any questions?
No, I haven't seen.
Okay, see you in a few minutes. All right, Ms. Wilson.
Yes.
Good morning. Give me one moment, please. Okay. All right. All right, Ms. Wilson, state your name for the record.
Tanya Mary Ann Pauline Wilson.
Repeat that, please.
Tanya Mary Ann Pauline Wilson.
All right, this is case number 230-450-8902. Peter City, Michigan versus Tanya Wilson. Appearances, please.
Thank you, Magistrate. Steve Vincent for the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. Sydney Rushing, P 78830, appearing on behalf of Ms. Wilson. Ms. Wilson has been advised of her constitutional rights, waives formal reading, stands mute, and asks that a not guilty plea be entered on her behalf.
Okay, the court will continue on not guilty plea on behalf of Ms. Wilson. Ms. Rushing, I see multiple cases for Ms. Wilson, unless I'm mistaken.
I have a recent case from 2/3/25, where bond was set at 110%.
Yeah, I have, but I have multiple cases, is my point. At least two.
7.
There's several of them, yes, is my point. And one that they've gone to, I think one of the most recent one, with the bond redetermination with Chief Judge McConaughey on January 24th of this year. He gave her a $1,000 personal bond after all those cases. And then February 3rd, just a matter of few days ago, she cases at pretrial. So I'm all ears, Ms. Rushing.
Your Honor, it's been indicated to me that Ms. Wilson thought her court date was on February 11th, which, as we all know, that it was on the 3rd. Our office is handling her case. We have updated contact information for her. Judge Bryant did set the cases in this amount to $100, 10%, making it $10. Your Honor, unfortunately, she is unable to post that. I think $10 is a very nominal amount. So I'm asking Your Honor to consider reducing it back to a personal bond. Again, we have updated contact information. She just has confused court dates. We're going to make sure that she has everything she needs to be successful and be at court. And Your Honor, this is a retail fraud, 3rd degree matter from the dollar store.
I know Chief Judge McConaughey is very, very thorough in his bond determinations. And I know he made it abundantly clear as to her next court date.
Your Honor, I agree, but also the reigning judge over Ms. Wilson's matter set her bond at the $100, 10%. I know that Judge McConaughey is very thorough as well. I'm just saying, from the outside looking in at a bond that's $10, we don't just keep people in jail because they're poor. And I understand due to the prior cases, but Your Honor, I'm just asking that you give Ms. Wilson one more opportunity. Again, our office has updated contact information for Ms. Wilson. She will be in court at the next court date.
Well, let me ask you this, just a point of clarification, Ms. Rushing. Is she basically transit? Does she move around a lot?
Your Honor, I don't have that information. The address that we have is the same address that we had the last time. So I'm unaware if, she lives with her mom. I apologize. I got the information. So she has stable housing.
But she just got confused.
She got confused on the court date. She thought it was the 11th, Your Honor.
Okay. From the people? Mr. Vincent, any response?
We got, all right, first off, this is nothing against Ms. Rushing, but her office has been on this case since its inception 15 months ago. So while they've been on the case, this defendant's failed to appear 7 times. The most recent arraignment on the bench warrant was January 22nd of 2025. At that time, I'm sure they got updated information regarding this defendant. And now we have 2.5 weeks later, after a redetermination, after a conversion, lowering that cash to personal, at the next hearing. It just doesn't help because this happens every time after an arraignment on the bench warrant that she fails to appear at the next hearing. I mean, that's just consistent. That's objective. We see this each and every time. She's been given cash bonds, converted to personals. She's been given tethers. She's failed to appear. She's been given 6 other opportunities up to this point. So as much as the people empathize with the idea that she may have forgotten this date, I think excuses at this point are meaningless.
Okay. All right. I'm inclined to agree with you, Mr. Vincent. At some point, how many chances do you get?
And Your Honor, I just want the court to be aware that she was picked up at her home. It wasn't new activity. It wasn't anything like that. She was at her home. They went there, picked her up on the warrant. So I just want the court to be aware. Though it wasn't new case history. So it wasn't like she was on the run.
No, I get that. But at some point, just show up. I'll continue the bond set by Judge Bryant. Bond redetermination will be Monday, February 10th, 9 a.m. in front of Chief Judge McConaughey. Pre-trial February 19th in front of Judge Bryant. Ma'am, it's just the bond is just $10. If you can borrow that or get somebody to post that for you, you'll get out of jail as quickly as possible. Like I said, at some point, the chances have to end, ma'am. You just got to show up. All right. Do you have any questions regarding your bond conditions and/or court dates, Ms. Wilson?
No.
Okay. Have a good day.
Sorry,
Okay. Okay. What is your name, sir?
Eddie McCraw.
McCraw?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. Okay, Ms. Rushing should be back momentarily. Let me see.
Judge Taylor zooming in on this?
No, this is the one I told you, bond
Oh.
determinations, he's continuing it.
Gotcha.
Sorry. Okay, are you all set, Ms. Rushing?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. This is Eddie McCraw Jr. Sir, state your name for the record.
Eddie McCraw Jr.
Okay, this is case number 230-606-9901. People say Michigan versus Eddie McCraw. Appearances, please.
Steve Vincent for the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. Sydney Rushing, P78830, appearing on behalf of Mr. McCraw. Mr. McCraw has been advised of his constitutional rights, waives formal reading, stands mute, and asks that not guilty plea be entered on his behalf.
Okay, the court will continue a not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. McCraw. As I indicated to both counsels earlier, we're off the record. The court contacted Judge Taylor. She wants the capious bond set by Judge Sabri last year to continue. So it'll be $2,000 cash surety capious bond. With the bond redetermination will be Monday, February 10th, 9 a.m. in front of Chief Judge McConicle. Probable cause February 18th, preliminary examination February 25th, both in front of Judge Taylor. Mr. McCraw, while this case is pending, you're not to possess any drugs nor use any illegal substances. Is that clear, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm in jail, sir.
Well, I just want you to understand your bond conditions.
Oh, okay. But
Okay.
sir, I was in the Star Methadone clinic. I've been there almost 90 days.
Sir, if you have no questions, I wish you the best with the issues of the clinic. If you have no further questions, you have a good day, okay?
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, I'm waiting on. We got one more from the jail that they haven't logged in yet on the Mr. Chinchilla. All right. Court will take a brief recess to either EDC logs back in or the jail logs in with Mr. Chinchilla. Okay. Okay, is this Mr. Chinchilla?
Yeah.
You all right, sir?
I'm decent. Just chilling.
Okay, state your name, sir.
Donato, Chinchilla.
All right. This is case number 250-443-4301. Houston, Michigan versus Donaldo Chinchilla. Appearances, please.
Lisa Coyle, appearing on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. Sydney Rushing, P78830, appearing on behalf of Mr. Chinchilla. Your Honor, Mr. Chinchilla has been advised of his constitutional rights, waives formal reading, stands mute, and asks that a not guilty plea be entered on his behalf.
All right, the court rendered not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Chinchilla. I'm very, very familiar with Mr. Chinchilla. I think I had 2 cases with him in the past 10 days, which also for stalking for 2 different women. And refresh my memory, Mrs. Cole, I gave him a cash bond on both of those matters.
You did. You give him 50,000 cash surety with a curfew, a tether with a curfew, the misdemeanor, and he also got a 50,000 cash surety on the aggravated stalking. Both those cases, the bond was continued on the 3rd by Judge McConico.
Okay. And yet now here we have yet a 3rd complaining witness. Is that correct?
Yes, so people are going to request the same 50,000 cash surety as well. Since he has a tether on one, I'm asking for a tether in the discretion of the court as well.
Okay. Ms. Rushing?
Your Honor, one, I hope if there's any more coming down that they can all come down together so they can all be addressed at one time. Your Honor, this obviously this precedes the other 2 cases that he was given the bond on. Our client wants to go to Team Wellness. He wants to do inpatient treatment there. So, Your Honor, we're asking. I mean, I know he's already got the $50,000 on the other 2, but this one I'd be asking for a personal bond because he already has to post on the other 2 as well. So, and that includes the other one includes a tether as well.
Yeah, I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to give him a $50,000 cash surety. I'm not going to put another tether on him. Not to possess any handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons. No contact with Marisa Angel. You cannot go back to the Oakwood address. Seems like I'm repeating myself. This is a continued behavior from Mr. Chinchilla with respect to certain women. And as I previously indicated when I said his previous bond, I believe he is a danger to the community. And the reason for this yet a 3rd cash bond for Mr. Chinchilla. Bond redetermination will be Monday, February 10th, 9 a.m. in front of Chief Judge McConico. Pretrial February 19th in front of Judge Bryant. Mr. Chinchilla, do you have any questions regarding your bond conditions and or court date?
Your Honor, man, I'm just asking for a chance, man. You know, I really trying to be a good boy. I'm trying to be a Catholic, man. I just got my life together, man. My mom said I could stay with her if I do be untethered, Your Honor. I'm just asking for another chance, man. You know, like these girls got me in trouble. You know, I was.
Yes, sir. All right, Mr. Chinchilla, we're not going to talk about the case, okay? You're going to have another hearing on the 10th.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, have a good day, Mr. Chinchilla.
Thank you so much, Judge.
Okay. All right, the court's back in recess, waiting for DDC to return.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Hicks, you back?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Apologize for the delay. Stuff happens. Okay, let's start all over, Mr. Hicks. State your name for the record.
Michael Hicks.
We charge based on the one.
All right, Mr. Hicks, you have some traffic matters which you failed to appear in court for. As a result of your failure to appear, warrants for arrest were issued. The court's going to set aside these arrest warrants. Your personal bond in each of these misdemeanor matters. It carries a maximum penalty of up to 90 days in jail and or a $500 fine. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be against you. You have a right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed on your behalf. The tickets are P10838889. Open alcohol in the vehicle. Ticket U989-85313. Trespassing. Ticket 354088. No operator's license, no insurance, possession of open intoxicants in a vehicle. In each of these misdemeanor traffic matters, sir, you're getting a personal bond, no dollar amount, pretrial March 7th in front of Judge Millhouse. Now to your main matter. This is case number 250-554-6301. People said Michigan versus Michael Hicks. Appearances, please.
Lisa Coyle appearing on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. Sydney Rushing, P78830, appearing on behalf of Mr. Hicks. Mr. Hicks has been advised of his constitutional rights, waives formal reading, stands mute, and asks that a not guilty plea be entered on his behalf.
The court will enter a not guilty plea on behalf of your client by recommendation from the people.
Your Honor, I do note this case is back from July of 2023. It was not issued until the January 24th by the prosecutor's office of this year. I see no criminal history for Mr. Hicks, although it is assaultive. I also do not note that, based on the notes, that anything has occurred between the complainant and Mr. Farrow and him since this assault. The people that, because of those reasons, the people are asking for a $75,000 personal bond, no contact with the complainant or his property. So for those, otherwise, Your Honor, this might be a case where I would ask for cash, but because of the age, I'm not going to.
No objection to the personal bond, Judge.
$75,000 personal bond, Mr. Hicks. While his case is pending, you're not possessing any handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons. No contact with Kelly Farrow. You cannot go back to the Cloverlawn address. Probable cause February 19th. Clinical examination February 26th. Both in front of Judge Taylor. Do you have any questions regarding bond conditions? There are no court dates, Mr. Hicks.
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. You can step aside. DDC, can you bring out Conley, please?
Conley, all right,
Thank you, Your
Where's
Honor.
Conley, please?
all right, step up.
There he is. Conley. Who's Conley?
Mr. Martell, good morning. Mr. Martell.
Yeah, I remember.
Mr. Martell. Mr. Martell, are you here? Okay, can we pass on Mr. Conley till Mr. Martell is ready? Can we bring out,
You going back down the line or you want to go somewhere else?
go back down the line. Let's keep Conley on hold. I don't know
All
where
right,
Mr.
so-
Martell went.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. So it'd be Eric Serves.
Okay, that's fine. The co-defendant is a female on that one, correct?
That's correct.
Have a seat right
Good
here.
morning. State your name.
Say your name, sir. Eric Serves. A little bit louder.
All right, Mr. Searles, you have some traffic matters in which you failed to appear in court for. As a result of your failure to appear, warrants for your arrest were issued. The court's going to set aside these arrest warrants, give you a personal bond in each of these misdemeanor matters that carries a maximum penalty of up to 90 days in jail and/or a $500 fine. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney. You can't afford an attorney. One will be appointed on behalf. The ticket is P1566610. Driving license not valid. Pretrial for this ticket will be March 7th in front of Judge Roberta Archer. Now to your main matter. This is case number 250-554-5101. Peterson, Michigan versus Eric Searles. Appearances, please.
Lisa Coyle appearing on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. Sydney Rushing, P78830, appearing on behalf of Mr. Searles. Mr. Searles has been advised of his constitutional rights, waives formal reading, stands mute, and as a not guilty plea be entered on his behalf.
All right, the court read a not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Searles. My recommendation from the people.
Your Honor, this is not assaultive. No objection to a 10,000 personal.
No objection to personal bond, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Searles, $10,000 personal bond. The next court date will be February 14th, probable cause, preliminary examination, February 21st in front of Judge Giles. DDC, you can bring back Connolly now.
All right. What was the second court date? The 25th?
February 14th and February 21st.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Are you done?
Yeah.
And Judge, our apologies, as we were called onto the record, our humblest apologies.
Okay. All right, Mr. Connolly, state your name for the record.
Darius Odell College.
Okay. This is calling case number 250-556-8201. Peterson, Michigan versus Darius Conley. Appearances, please.
Lisa Coyle appearing on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. Good morning to your fine staff. May it please this most honorable court, Edward Martell, P 85051, on behalf of Darius Conley.
Good morning, Mr. Martell. Do you stand mute, waive formal reading?
Yes, Judge, this, the arraignment we would stand mute, wait for a reading of the information. I'm going to request a plea of not guilty be entered by this honorable court.
Okay, the court will enter not guilty plea on behalf of your client. Wow, we got a lot of extensive counts here from 2023. Bond recommendation from the people.
Your Honor, this is not a reissue, but I think what they've done is there were several cases, and Mr. Martell can correct me, because I think I had this case before with you, Mr. Martell. But I think what happened was Mr. Doherty took all the cases now, and they weren't ready to exam. They put them back together this is really not a reissue, but they are the same charges. He received $100,000 personal bond with a tether based on probably for a flight risk based on the amount of money we're talking about, over $1 million that was allegedly taken from these locations. So I'm asking for the same bond because I believe that's from what I can look at and that's what occurred.
Judge, if I may. Thank you.
Yes.
So in 2023, and I've represented Mr. Connolly on all four of these, 2023, he was charged with 4 counts. Ultimately, we went to examination. In mid-exam, ultimately, the people concluded that they could not proceed. So ultimately, it was dismissed without the judge making a ruling, Judge Giles making a ruling, as I recall. 24 was recharged. There was no testimony taken. That was the same 4 counts. About 2 weeks ago, maybe 3, it was recharged again with the same 4 counts. Ultimately, again, we went to exam about roughly a week ago, to which it was dismissed on unable to proceed. So here we are again, Judge. There are multiple counts now, I believe 27. But at the end of the day, Judge, my client has time and time again proven himself as far as wanting to address this on the merits, Judge. He's walked in, voluntarily surrendered multiple times. In fact, I facilitated, same with Detective Sergeant Reno. So, Judge, the issue, I believe, for the people, it sounds like it's flight risk, and I can confidently say this young man is going nowhere, and ultimately we are prepared to address this on the merits, Judge. So, again, he's a local resident, 35 years of age, has 5 children, and multiple self-surrenders. In light of same, Judge, I would humbly ask Your Honor for $100,000 personal bond without the advent of a GPS tether. If Your Honor is inclined to impose a GPS tether, I would ask that to allow him 24 hours to get it fixed upon release so that he is not detained in the county jail and ultimately can get back to his family, Judge. That would be our humble request, but I do not think it's necessary.
Okay, Mr. Martell and Mrs. Coyle, this particular question. The 2 cases that went to preliminary examination, did they include all of these counts today, or the counts, the case before the court, were there additional counts plus those counts in the previous exam?
The original the first 3 cases were 4 counts. We're now at 27. I believe they're included plus some added, but Ms. Coyle probably can speak to that more better.
Okay, that's what I figured. I just want a clarification that this is a holistic approach to prosecution rather than piecemeal. Okay. And Mr. Martell, I don't think your client is a flight risk. He has ties to community, has retained you, but what does he do for a living?
Mr. Connolly owns his own locksmith business. It's called Choices Locksmith. Ultimately, that is his business. He certainly, again, is a local resident. He's got retained counsel, myself and Mr. Nasser, 5 children, significant other, lifelong Detroit resident, Judge. And he understands and appreciates having really been out on bond multiple times for this, this same, not charges, but allegations, essentially. Judge, he understands and appreciates that, any hiccup, for lack of better terms, will result in the county jail during the pendency of this matter. So he has a vested interest in, staying on the straight and narrow and ultimately going to work and coming home until this, ultimately testimony is taken and there's, the facts are borne out in court.
How long has he owned his business?
Mr. Connolly, please answer the judge's question.
It's November of 2022.
November 2022?
Yes.
And what did you do prior to that, sir, for a living?
I didn't hear you, sir. Excuse me.
I said, prior to November 22, what did you do for a living?
I was working at I'm sorry. I was working at a plant building the UPS trucks and Amazon trucks on Van Dyke Lynch's in Detroit. Detroit accident.
Okay. Mr. Martell, is there anything you want to add?
Nothing further, Judge. Again,
Okay.
um,
Okay.
Judge, thank you.
All right, Mrs. Cole, is there anything you want to add?
No, I think I've said everything. Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to give him, I'm going to adopt the recommendation of the people, a $1 million personal bond. Just the sheer magnitude and the date range from this, and as well as a GPS tether.
Judge, would Your Honor allow him 24 hours upon release to get that affixed?
No,
So that he
sir.
Thank you, Judge.
No, sir. Given the magnitude and the depth and range of these allegations, not at this time. Probable cause February 18th, preliminary examination February 24th, both in front of Judge Giles. Mr. Conley, do you have any questions regarding your bond conditions and/or court dates?
No, sir.
Okay, step aside. Have a good day. Thank you, Mr. Martell, for your patience.
Thank you, Judge, and thank you, Ms. Boyle. Have a great day.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
Okay, straight down the list.
Got it. On to Wheeler.
All right, state your name, sir.
All right, Wheeler.
All right, this is case number 250-552-7701. People State of Michigan versus Makari Wheeler. Appearances, please.
Steve Vincent for the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. Sydney Rushing, P78830, appearing on behalf of Mr. Wheeler. Mr. Wheeler has been advised of his constitutional rights, waives formal reading, stands mute, and asks that a not guilty plea be entered on his behalf.
All right, the court will enter a not guilty plea on behalf of your client. Bond recommendation from the people.
No objection or personal on this, magistrate.
Objection, Judge.
$2,000 personal bond, sir. No contact with Ms. Flores. You cannot go back to the Cheyenne address. You cannot possess a handgun, firearm, or any firearms while this case is pending.
Your Honor, you said I can't go back to Cheyenne address? That's my home address, and she no longer lives on that property.
How long did she stop living there?
Your Honor, if I may, Mr. Wheeler has a separate address on Cheyenne. The number.
Yes. I see that now. Okay.
She no longer lives on that property.
Okay, hold on. Not your Cheyenne address, her Cheyenne address. Do you own both homes?
No, her house was next door. My house is where I'm Cheyenne. We stay next door to each other.
You can go back to your house.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
don't go to her house.
Okay, okay.
Okay?
All right.
Pre-trial, February 19th, in front of probable cause February 19th, preliminary examination February 26th, both in front of Judge Taylor. Step aside, sir.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Well said. So, block the door here. Block the door.
Wow.
What is your name, sir?
Michael Fawaz.
Mr. Fawaz, you have some traffic matters in which you failed to appear in court for. As a result of your failure to appear, warrants for your arrest were issued. The court's going to set aside these arrest warrants, give you a personal bond in each of these misdemeanor matters that carries a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail and or a $500 fine. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be against you. You have a right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed on behalf. The ticket is SP 1436584. Driver license not valid. Pretrial March 10th in front of Judge Larry Williams for this matter. Now to your main matter. This is case number 250-5528-401. People in Michigan versus Michael Fawaz. Fawaz, appearances, please.
Lisa Coyle, appearing on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. Sydney Rushing, P788360, appearing on behalf of Mr. Fawaz. Mr. Fawaz has been advised of his constitutional rights, waives formal reading, stands mute, and asks that a not guilty plea be entered on his behalf.
The court will enter a not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Fawaz. Bond recommendation from the people.
Your Honor, I do not see a criminal nor capious history on this case dating back from April of 23. It was issued about a year later. No objection to a 10,000 personal. This is non-assaultive, and no driving unless he has a valid license. Thank you.
Your Honor, no objection to a personal bond, as there's almost 2 years between the incident date and the date that it was entered.
$10,000 personal bond, no driving unless possesses valid license. Probable cause February 19th, preliminary examination February 26th, both in front of Judge Taylor. Step aside, sir.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Set. Yeah, it'll probably take you back.
What is your name, sir?
William Nash.
Speak up, please.
William Nash.
Okay, Mr. Nash has 2 cases. And some traffic matters. First, the traffic matters. Mr. Nash, you have some traffic matters which you failed to appear in court for. As a result of your failure to appear, warrants for your arrest were issued. The court's going to set aside these arrest warrants, give you personal bonds in each of these misdemeanor matters that carries a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail and or a $500 fine. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be against you. You have the right to an attorney. You can't afford an attorney. One will be appointed on behalf. The ticket is U616-06310. Alcohol-related violations. Pretrial will be on this March 7th in front of Judge Millhouse at 9 a.m. Now to your main 2 main cases. Case number 240-451-0901. People Michigan versus William Nash, retail fraud 3rd degree. And case number 240-440-9701. People Michigan versus William Nash, also retail fraud 3rd degree. Appearances.
I'm both. Steve Vincent for the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. Sydney Rushing, P78830, appearing on behalf of Mr. Nash. Mr. Nash has been advised of his constitutional rights, waives formal reading, stands mute, and asks that a not guilty plea be entered on his behalf.
All right, the court will continue a not guilty plea on Mr. Nash for both matters. Ms. Rushing, why should I not continue the $100 10% capious bond set by Judge Bryant in both of these matters, particularly in light of the fact that he's had a bond redetermination hearing September 20th of last year, where Chief Judge McConaughey gave him a $100 personal bond with a GPS tethered to curfew and do not return to location, and 1 month later failed to appear October 17th for these matters. Where does it end?
Your Honor, my client has stable housing. He understands that he needs to appear. He said it's a new year, new him, Judge. He doesn't have 1 cent to his name, so he's not able to post any bond. But he said he will show up to court. he understands he needs to show up. He's starting 2025 off. He wants to get this closed out and get it on the right foot.
He's had multiple chances. I mean, how many more chances did he get? And he's on tether, correct? He's still on tether?
Your Honor, I don't have that in my notes that he is on tether. So I'm not sure if he is.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So Your Honor, he's so yes, he does have tether. Again, he does have stable housing, and Your Honor, again, it's new year. He's trying to, try to get everything off on a better foot. So we're hoping that you're going to give him one more opportunity in 2025.
He can't be us with a tether. All right. Any response from Mr. Vincent?
I mean, listen, there's no better person to try to argue for a defendant than Miss Rushing. And I know that, she's doing everything she possibly can, but when I see all of these failures to appear and redeterminations and tethers, and then while on warrant status, picking up new offenses and then failing to appear in the new cases on top of the old cases, I mean, it's clear the intention is not to show up. Unfortunately, it puts the people in a compromised position because, we have a job to do. We empathize, but at this point, it almost appears as though he has to stay in jail in order to show up for court in order to get these matters handled. So that's what we would be asking, for you to continue both.
I agree with you, Mr. Vincent. I'm going to continue to keep his bond. Enough is enough. Like I said, he's been to tether, bond determination. How many chances do you get? And it clearly, he has multiple opportunity to do this. So the court's going to continue the $100, 10% cash bond set by Judge Bryant in this matter, on both matters.
How much, Your Honor?
Just got to pay $20, $10 in each case. Bond redetermination will be Monday, February 10th, 9 a.m. in front of Chief Judge McConaughey. Pre-trial, February 19th in front of Judge Bryant. No contact with the Shell gas station or Exxon Mobil gas stations. Do you have any questions regarding the bond conditions and a court date, Mr. Nash?
Oh, I'm going to jail.
You're already in jail.
I'm going to the county jail. I'm on tether. I'm not. Listen,
What is your question, sir?
I don't have no restrictions. I have no restrictions.
No restrictions.
Only restriction I have.
I mean, you're already on tether now, sir.
Only restriction
just Mr. Nash, just listen. The only thing I'm doing is continuing the cash bond set by Judge Bryant, which is $100, 10% for each case. That's $10 for each case, a total of $20. That's all you need to post to get out, sir. Your bond determination.
I ain't gonna get out. I'm gonna be in jail until I go to court or until that court date comes.
$20 for each case.
Man, look, my bond had paid one day for $10. Look,
Mr. Nash, I'm going to ask that you, Mr. Nash, the judge has made his ruling. You're going to have a redetermination hearing on Monday. You do have the right to, speak if you want, but I'm going to advise you not to, because anything you say can and will be used against you.
What's all the court dates?
The 10th and the 19th.
Bond redetermination Monday, February 10th. Pretrial, February 19th, in front of Judge Bryant for both of these matters.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, step aside, Mr. Nash.
I still can't talk.
You can talk if you want to. Your attorney's advising you not to.
Well, when Monday comes, I'm not showing up at court. Nah.
Okay. Have a good day, sir. See you on Monday.
Yeah, set the judge. $10 fine. Okay, baby, fine, you go to hold on, they can't get fine.
We're off the record. You all right, Ms. Kirkland? Was it something I said?
I'm not sure I'm clear. Okay. They're gonna hurt us.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, sir.
I'll give him so much.